Hello again and welcome to the second segment of Business News. Now, Board and Management of the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB, have set a year's strategic plan to set the bank on a path of sustained growth. This came up at the bank's annual general meeting in Accra, where it announced profit before tax of 34 million cedis in 2018, showing a dip from 47 million cedis tax before profit recorded in 2017. Addressing shareholders, Board Chairman of ADB, Alex Benasco, explained that even though profit margins have slacked, the bank is being repositioned to be more profitable. There's more in this report.
ADB Bank underperformed in the 2018 financial year after recording profit before tax of 34 million cedis in 2018 as against 47 million cedis in 2017. Board Chair of the bank, Alex Benasco, at the annual general meeting explained to shareholders the banking sector cleanup, continuous shift in shareholding structure, among others, had a toll on the bank. He has been detailing some regulatory changes moving forward.
You would recall, if you were in this country, that a certain bank during that period came up to say that it had taken over ADB. If you recall, this created a number of problems, because some of our large corporate account holders and our correspondent banks were sort of surprised that such a thing could happen. And this is some turbulence which occurred, which I need to mention, that it created a little slowdown in our operations. But happily, it was quickly put behind us, and we proceeded, to do our business as usual.
Meanwhile, Alex Benasco tells Joy Business ADB is currently in the best position as a bank following recent restructuring initiatives aimed at gaining back investor confidence. According to him, a 5-year strategic plan to mobilize more deposits, book quality loans and recover non-performing loans will be shortly adhered to.
Government of Ghana, represented by Ministry of Finance, and then FIT, which represents Bank of Ghana. Yes. So FIT holds 60. And then, you saw the booklet. And then government holds something like 32. The rest, so that's about 92. So the 8 is about minority shareholders.
So now that you've secured shareholders' approval to recapitalize, what's the next move forward?
Well, to do the negotiations and all that, with GATT, and then set the terms for us to move ahead. Yes.
ADB's commitment to the agri sector stayed on track as demonstrated with exclusive participation in various government-led agriculture initiatives. The bank aims at using 50% of its lending portfolio to fund agriculture-related activities.
The Finance Ministry has rejected reports that its historic 20-year bond was a flop because it failed to secure the amounts targeted. This was contained in a statement issued by the ministry earlier today. There's more in this report.
The ministry in a statement maintained that there is no way that the 20-year bond can be described as a flop. This is because the whole bond was structured in a way that more issuance would be done subsequently to reach the targeted amount of 450 million cedis. This is because, looking at the current market conditions and limited appetite for longer-dated bonds, there was no way that the issue would have been restricted to a targeted amount. They insisted that it was also not undersubscribed, but rather it was fairly priced and provided an important information in lengthening the borrowing yield curve. The Finance Ministry argues that this strategy of raising funds in tranches was captured in its 2019 borrowing plan and medium-term strategy. The bond sale is also part of a strategy to move away from short-dated papers and borrowing at cheaper rates to finance very expensive papers.
Let's turn attention to the Ashanti region, where work is steadily progressing on 4 warehouses under construction for food storage to help address post-harvest losses. Grains and cereals are the focus of the initiative under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program. Government says it is investing its $1 million per constituency program into the facilities expected to become operational next year. Nanaya Ojima joined officials of the Regional Coordinating Council on a visit to the site and has filed this report.
Mampong Municipality as well as Seche Central and Ejura-Seche-Dumasi districts are leading producers of grains and cereals in Ashanti Region. In spite of this, farmers remain relatively poor because they cannot store their produce to attract higher prices. District Chief Executive of Ejura-Seche-Dumasi, Salisu Bamba, says it is the reason for high levels of poverty among farmers.
If you come to this municipality during this period, July, August, thereabout, most farmers normally sell their farm produce not because they want to sell, but because they don't have place to store the produce. That's one. The other thing is they also sell it at cheaper prices because of the rains. So market men and women come and they take it as they want.
The traditional drying of grains and cereals in the sun has failed to achieve required results. 2 storage facilities of 1,000-ton capacity each are being constructed at Ejura. Work on the 2 is about 75% complete, while others at Asante Mampon and Isuta are at early stages of construction. 3 of these projects are being executed with fire-proof materials, but the 4th will have fire control mechanisms installed. Site engineer on the Ejura project, Emmanuel Kofijan, explains how the facility will operate.
The one that I know is the dryer, but subsequently there will be things that will be coming in the laboratory because they'll be testing and all that, and those ones will be coming from the consultants.
Seche Central District Assembly believes the project will improve the lives of people. Kwadwo Banahini Bediako is Chief Executive.
We are the leading producer of maize in Ashanti Region, and then we will have to store. We have to know how it's dry so that poultry farmers cannot have it. So it's in line with government policy, and I think that we want to express our appreciation to the government.
Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah is optimistic food security will be improved when the storage facilities become operational.
With this, it's going to complement the efforts or the work in the area of planting for food and jobs, and also planting for export and rural development. Because if we have successful planting of food and job policy, then the maize and then the various cereals and grains that will be obtained could be dried in this warehouse, and it could be stored for a long time, either for future use or for exports. This will also ensure food security in the country.
Nana Ojima reporting.
And that's all we have for you by way of business tonight on Joy News Prime. Many thanks for your company. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have faced there's more news when you join our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Have a good evening.